Let's move on to an NBA, shall we?
Yep.
All right, moving on to an NBA. Jim and I are both positive. Although last night I was coming off of I actually was 0-1. Jim was 0-2 last night, which is okay because overall we were positive on the day yesterday. Yesterday our overall records, Jim, I was let me see, I was 3-2 up 1 unit, and you were 3-3 up a half unit because of your puck line plays in hockey, and that is fine. That is positive units for the day. In the NBA though, we are still both positive. I'm 15-8 plus 6.5 units plus 26% ROI, and Jim, you are 21-17 plus 3.5 units plus 8.5% ROI. And if we can maintain anywhere close to that long term, those are excellent records. In the NBA, we have a massive card, so let's get into it. The first game that I think that jumps right out of me, again, this might qualify as low-hanging fruit, right? The LA Clippers. Did you look at this game, Jim? I mean, the LA Clippers, of course, coming off of 2 straight losses, including a blowout loss to a Golden State. Dallas has been not as futile as we were expecting, although they are. I think they're 2-6 against the spread on the year, something like that. I think Clippers have to be a good bet here, even at 9.5, and maybe an even better bet would be the Clippers on the first half, which is minus 5.5. What do you think about that, Jim?
I really like this game. I think there's money to be made here. But let me just start off before we get into all this NBA, just to say that don't let my smile fool you. When I decided in the afternoon to come into Peter's office and tell him that I decided to take the Detroit Pistons, I was up at 3:15 this morning. I couldn't even make it till 4 a.m. I maybe got 3. I was so fucking angry.
Yeah.
I was so upset that I went against my gut, and it just bothers me so much.
Yeah.
And so don't let the smile that I walked in here fool you. I'm extremely, extremely upset that I went against my gut.
Yeah.
Now, let's get that out of the way. So I like the Clippers here, and I like the over. Now, yes, the Clippers are playing their starters too much. The Warriors double-teamed Griffin every chance, and they beat the Clips by 28. The Clips are not that bad of a team. The Mavs are that bad of a team.
Right.
They're 28th in rebounding. That's going to help the Clips. Also, the Mavs have committed 56 turnovers in their last 3 games, and that's what happens when you have a teenager running the show. I think the Clippers, when I woke up this morning, I was surprised that the over was 204. And it's gone down to 203 in a bunch of books.
I mean, I would have a lean to the over as well, and I was thinking maybe about the Clips team total over, which is 106.5 minus 107, or the Dallas team total under, which is 97.5 minus 120. Both of those were leans that I was thinking about. As you decide what you're going to do here, I will definitely put on the Clippers on the first half. Right now, I'm looking at it, and it's 5.5. There doesn't appear to be a pinnacle line at a pinnacle opener, so I will take the pinnacle opener on this one, whatever it is. The first half on the pinnacle opener should be 5.5. I'm hoping to get better than 5.5 minus 110. If it's 5.5 or 6, I will take that. I'll eat it. But pinnacle opener on the first half for the Clippers. That's an official pick, Jim. What do you want to do with this game?
That is a great pick because I think if the Clippers are playing their starters way too much, so if they get up by 17 or 18, Doc's going to get everybody some rest. So I think that the first half is even more, I trust that more than the full game. You know what? I think there's money to be made in this basketball game. It jumped out at me. There's money to be made. I think I'm going to trip. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to throw 3 on it.
I'll get my pen ready.
I'm going to take the Clippers first half.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Clippers full game. Okay. And I'm going to take the over.
Okay. The full game I was thinking about as well. I mean, I definitely bet it when it came out. It hasn't moved yet. We're going to give you 9.5 minus 105, which is the pinnacle line. And I hear you on the over. I was thinking about the Clippers team total over or the Dallas team total under. Dallas, has a hard time in general. I think the Clippers will clamp down on defense here and hold them down a little bit. For the over, we can give you 203.5 minus 110 or 204 plus 102. Well, actually, bookmaker has 203 minus 110. I guess you should take that one. 203 minus 110. Clips over 203 minus 110. I was thinking about the Dallas under, and you know what? I will throw that one on there. I'll throw on the Dallas. So we're going a little bit head-to-head here, Jim. I'm going to take the Dallas team total under 97.5 minus 120, although it's entirely possible.
I think we can both win.
It's entirely possible. Yes, absolutely. Because also, like I said, I was leaning Clippers team total over as well. I'm going to look at some of these chat comments here. Why don't you hit us with another pick, Jim, while I scan some of these chat comments, see if anything's interesting.
Absolutely. I'm going to go again with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're playing at the Pelicans. Now, the Pelicans just scored 35 points in the second half of their home loss to the Magic. And the Pelicans won all 3 games versus the Wolves last year. But the big difference is a guy I've called out and didn't expect him to play so well is Jeff Teague. I've been very impressed, and I did not. I've said a lot of negative things about him this year, but he played great. In their overtime win against the Heat, 23 points, 11 assists, 6 steals. He's hitting 54% from 3 this year, and if he's going to step up, because he almost lost his job. Thibodeau almost took the job away from early in the year. That's going to be a huge thing. And also, in one possession, I don't even know if I have this note here, but here it is. The Wolves are 4-0 in one possession games this year, and that's Butler. I mean, that's just this newfound confidence with these veterans adding to Wiggins and Towns. I think the Timberwolves are going to barely beat the Pelicans, and I like the spot.
Okay. So let's see. Here we go. Minnesota. You want them on the money line or on the spread? We got +2, and the money line for Minnesota would be like around +111.
Well, then you know what? I'm going to take the +2.
Okay, +2, -108 is the best line that we can give you right now. Minnesota +2, -108. Yes, bookmaker and BetDSI have 1.5, so they would appear to agree with your lean. Minnesota +2. I'm staying way off this one. I'm a little bit surprised that you took that one as a game that you wanted. I mean, obviously, I looked at it. It's an interesting game. Both these teams are teams that I'm looking to vaguely bet on in general, and the game just kind of scares me. I mean, the Pels. Look, I got burned on the Pelicans on their last game, or no, I didn't actually. I had the under on that one, which cashed, and then I had the Orlando team total under, which lost. But in general, the Pelicans are a team that I'm generally high on. Or do you disagree with that, Jim?
I do. I mean, we're going to have to see what happens when Rondo joins the fray. But picking up Jameer Nelson, I mean, that's not a sign of a strong team with depth. I mean, sure, Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins are absolutely incredible. But DeMarcus Cousins is one of those guys that you never know what the fuck he's going to do.
Yes.
He's Western Conference Player of the Week, and then he comes in. Do you know that he scored 10 points in the second quarter and only 2 points in the first, third, and fourth combined? You know what? With that, now I'm sure he's going to come back big, but I can trust the Wolves.
Okay, sounds good. Great comment here from Jarvis Wilson. Listen to this, Jimmy the Bag. Ready? Finally, I caught you guys' show live. I'm always at work when you're live, but I always tune in afterwards. But I just want to say that y'all show is awesome and very informative. Great job. Jarvis Wilson, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love reading stuff like that. And then I show people that. I'm like, you see, look at this shit. And then they're like, yeah, that's just like some guy you paid to have and then I'm like, yeah, you think we paid 8 different people to do that? And they're like, oh, not bad, Loshak, not bad. All right, great. So let's see, Jim. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's go to another game that I'll pick one of the games that okay. Well, let's talk about this one. Okay, let's talk about Indiana Cleveland. Right, obviously Cleveland has been a disaster this year. Right. They can't do anything. In Indiana, they're on a back-to-back, but their players played 20, 25 minutes, and I'm thinking that the under might be a good play here, and I'm thinking that maybe Indiana getting all those points. I mean, should Cleveland be giving that many points to anyone? And I'm thinking that the Cleveland team total under might be a good play. What do you think, Jim?
I think the under is a good play, and it was my lean, and I have so many picks today that I've, at this point, maybe we talk it through, but at this point, I've left it off. So I think the Cavs are going to benefit from having a little bit of rest. They've obviously looked bad. They've lost 3 straight, 4 of their last 5. The last 2 have come by a combined margin of 41 points. Tyronn Lue has called them all out for not being in shape, especially LeBron. And I just think that they're going to come out and play well. Pacers
does that mean well offensively or clamp down defensively?
I think that means clamp down defensively.
Right.
That's why the under was something I was looking at. Now, at first, when I woke up this morning, I liked the Pacers at the big number. I did, and then I talked myself out of it. They're on the second half of a back-to-back. Bogdanovich looked good, led the team in scoring. Sabonis is playing out of this world. But the Pacers are 0-2 in the second half of back-to-backs this year. They don't have Miles Turner. They don't have a ton of depth What is the over-under at right now?
Well, I bet it at, I think I got 216. No, I think I got 216 and a half. It's now down to 215 or 215 and a half. I will make that one an official play. Under 215 and a half, minus 105 is the current line at Pinnacle. Wish I was getting the 217 that I bet it at, but I'll take it where it is right now.
Yeah, Never Faded says Cavs will win. Rose back in the lineup. Justin Searcy says, who is going to score for the Cavs? Big Easy, VZ, my man Big Easy, VZ says Cleveland's defense is poo. Justin Searcy says, have the Cavs covered this season?
I think they did have one cover, I believe. Let me quickly check. All right, so Jim, yeah, we got a lot of games. Do you want to make a decision? Do you want to think about it? What do you want to do here?
I think you are on the right track. I think that the Cavs will clamp down defensively, and it scares me to have faith in that.
Yeah. By the way, the Cavs are 1-6 ATS, 0-4 ATS at home.
Wow, 1-6, 0-4. I would like to come back to this game.
Okay, we'll come back to it. All right, now let's get to one other game that I want to get your take on, Jim. I was thinking about, and I did bet it, and it's moved a little bit against me, but that's okay. I was thinking about a shot with the over in Houston, New York. Now, at some point, I know this is like maybe a fool's what's the word for that when you're a fool? A fool's
paradise?
Pursuit? I don't know, fool's pursuit or something like that. At some point, the shots have to start falling for Houston, right? And when they do, they're going to start scoring a lot more. Is that going to happen in tonight's game? I was thinking maybe yes. This is a very low total, I think, in general for a D'Antoni coach team. I took the over when it was 213. Now it's down to 212. What's your take on that one?
I think that is a good call. They've shot 38.7% from the field in these last two losses, and they're getting healthier. And then they will be back. So only Chris Paul will be missing from the lineup. Ariza will be hitting his corner threes. Eric Gordon's feeling better. I agree. And Porzingis is shooting incredibly well.
Yeah.
I think, so I'm on the same thing. When are the Rockets going to start scoring? And I have that question here. When are they going to start scoring? And is now the time to take them to cover?
I will. I'll take this on the over 212 minus 106. Houston, New York, over 212 minus 106. That's an official pick. Jim, do you want to make an official pick on this game?
I think that's a good bet. I think that's a very good bet. I really like it, and I am going to tail it.
Okay, all right. Jim tailing it. Houston and the Knicks over 212 minus 106, the current line at Pinnacle. I bet it at 213 on the overnight line, and the line has moved against me. We will see where it closes. All right, we got a whole lot of games, Jim. So far, let's see. You have the Clips first half, the Clips minus 9.5, and the Clips over 203, Minnesota plus 2, and Houston Knicks over 212. I'm on the Clippers first half, the Dallas team total under, the Houston over 212, and the Indiana Cleveland under 215.5. Jim, what else do you want to add on here?
I have a couple games that I really like a lot. Let's see here. First off, let me see. This isn't the game. I'm still going to make an official pick, I think, unless I get talked out of it by you. But Kings at Celtics. Celtics have won 5 straight since losing their first 2 games of the year. They've held all 5 opponents to under 100 points. They are second in the NBA, allowing 94.9 points per game. They are playing for each other. Kyrie is happy, and the Kings look awful. They look terrible. They went 2 for 14 from 3 in last night's loss to Indiana. I think they're going to continue their shooting troubles. Who cares that the Kings are 5-1 in their last 6 at Boston? But I'm going to take the under in this game. I know that, has the line kept moving down?
No, it's actually moved up a tiny bit. It's now, of course, we use 10 o'clock a.m. Lines sharp, and it's 198.5, a split line, 198 or 198.5. So we can give you 198.5 minus 110.
I like it.
You want it?
I want it.
Okay, Boston under 198.5 minus 110. I was thinking about a shot with maybe the Boston team total over. I don't know what I think about the overall total on the game, but I was definitely thinking about the Boston team total over, and that is 105.5 minus 107. That is pretty tempting there. So I'm only partially disagreeing with you. I was thinking about and that was just a lean, and obviously the team totals weren't out last night, so I haven't bet that one yet, but I probably will bet that one. I was thinking about the team total over as making a play. What do you think about that?
Well,
that's what I'm thinking about.
I think it's a good play. Delta 7575 says Celtics will score 110 by themselves. Adam Morin says Kings are bad and played a slow pace. Under is the call. Tolmore has come in and says Boston has been the best defensive team in the league the last 6 games.
That's the thing, is that Boston is although the game against the Spurs did go over, but so that's a tricky one. I was Sacramento on a back-to-back kind of plays at a slow pace, and Boston strong defensively, but I was also thinking about the Boston team total over, so that's a tricky one.
Patricia Gilbert has come in and said Boston over. Delta 75 said Boston doesn't go over 105. They won't cover 13 anyways.
I don't know about that. I could easily see a 103-85 type game where they,
That is something that I'm thinking is quite possible here.
All right, so Jim, let's see. What else do we have in the NBA? So we've added the under on that one for you. Another one that is, all these games are interesting. Let's get to the Portland-Utah game. I got burned taking Portland last game. I bet it. I didn't give it as a pick because I caught it after the show, but I did wind up betting it at -2. It closed way higher than that in the Donnie Rightside show that we did in the middle of the show. Matt Holt told us that during the show, and coincidentally right after I said I liked it, there came in a $50,000 sharp bet on from a sharp account on Portland, and of course they got absolutely blown out. An embarrassing result from Portland. Utah's been excellent at home. My sense is though that it might be a bounce back spot here for Portland. I was thinking maybe about taking Portland plus the points or the team total over. I know Utah's been very strong defensively recently, but they held down Dallas, who can be held down. They held down the Lakers, who can be held down, and it's a modest team total for Portland. So I was thinking about the over there. This is an interesting game, Jim. What do you have to say about this one?
The Blazers' offense has been questionable, 24th in the league, 42.8% from the field. I agree with you. They will turn it around. They scored 6 points in the second quarter against the Raptors. I like this Jazz team. I think there's value with the Jazz team. Their defense is the best in the league, allowing just 93.1 points per game. Forced 24 turnovers in their win over the Mavs. 24 turnovers. I mean, that's partly good defense in a shitty Mavs squad. The Jazz have shot better than 45% from the field the last 2 games, with at least 5 guys scoring in double digits. I like the Jazz here.
You want to make an official pick?
I do.
Oh, really? Okay, so we can give you a -3.5, -110, or -4 plus 102 at Pinnacle. Which would you prefer?
I will take -3.5.
Okay, Jim, on Utah, -3.5, -110. Can't quite say I disagree with that. I was just thinking that Portland at some point is going to be a team that I'm going to be looking to bet on. This might not be the spot, though, but I'm definitely looking for spots to play on Portland in the somewhat near future. We'll see. And then let's see, two other interesting games we got to get to, because we also have a college football game that we will get to. But I have to ask about in Atlanta and Philly. Philly, of course, has been rolling, dominating. Atlanta's been terrible ATS-wise. So is a play on Philadelphia on the first half or the full game just an easy no-brainer play, or is it a super trappy sucker play? What do you think?
Easy no-brainer play.
You think so, huh?
Easy no-brainer play. An already weak Hawk roster is trying to get by without Miles Plumlee, Ersan Ilyasova, and Deandra Bembry. They are in deep trouble. The 76ers want to change things. They're going to want to blow teams out. They want to change the whole vibe in that building. This is the first time the Sixers have won in Dallas and Houston in the same season since 2001. That team made the NBA Finals, right? Led by Speedy Claxton and Pepe Sanchez. But they're 0-2 at home. So they're going to want to beat them by over 20 points. I love the Sixers full game. I'm not going to take the first half. I'm just going to take the full game.
Okay.
Just in case they do come out a little slow, they're going to want to destroy this Hawks team. They're going to want to beat them badly.
Okay. Philly -8, -105. Yeah, I was thinking about that one as well. It just seems a little bit too obvious, but you don't think so, huh?
I don't think so, and it's because the 76ers team needs to destroy teams now. And they're 0-2 at home.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect concoction. This is an easy win.
Okay, you might be right there. Yeah, and I was thinking about the Philly team total over, which is 109, All right, so we are getting up there. All right, Jim, is there anything else you want to add on?
Well, a couple guys don't like what I've done here.
With Philly.
Delta 75 says no, don't lay points with 76ers. Not a winning formula. Tomor says I think Philadelphia is a tough team to lay points with. They haven't won any games by 8 or more, and they're coming off a big victory. Houston, Atlanta doesn't have talent, but they have a system in Budenholzer. I think that they need to change everything. I think they're gonna try to win by 20 points. They haven't won at home. They're gonna be hungry to do this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we got you at -8, -105. We do have to get to the college football game before we wrap the show up. So Jim, is there anything else you want to add to your NBA?
Yes, I do. I want to add the Charlotte Hornets. I think this is a good spot. Cody Zeller is back, and that's a huge difference because when Dwight Howard plays 30 minutes a game, the Hornets can beat a lot of teams. Yeah. When he plays 40 minutes a game, they're going to get exposed. They're going to lose. Cody Zeller's back, had 11 points, 8 rebounds in 19 minutes. I like him. I'm a big Frank Kaminsky fan as well. The Bucks have beaten the Hornets 3 straight. I don't care. Bucks are on the second half of a back-to-back. Yes, they lost badly to the Thunder last night. Maybe they're going to be hungry. But the team just doesn't have a lot of depth. Giannis scored 29. No other Buck had more than 9 points. The 11 Bucks not named Antetokounmpo went 23 for 62 from the field. Now the road team has won 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two. I'm not concerned. I'm taking the Hornets by the spread.
Okay, -3.5, -107 is the line we can give you there. And is that it for NBA for you, Jim?
Let's see. I have nothing on Suns Wizards. I have okay. I think that I'm going to leave the Pacers Cavs game alone, even though I think you are on the right track. I have nothing with the Bulls Heat. I mean, we're wondering if Whiteside will return, and that's a big deal. Oh, yes, I do have one, but there was no line. Has that changed? Yes, that's changed. Okay, yes, I would like to take the Grizz.
Okay, -4.5, -110. -4.5 plus 100 at BetOnlineSportsBetting.ag, unless you want to wait for the Pinnacle opener.
No, that sounds great. -4.5 plus 100. Grizzlies coming off the first home loss of the season to the Hornets. They shot 34.3% from the field, 22.9% from 3. Conley and Gasol went a combined 8 for 33 from the field, 2 for 15 from 3. That's not going to happen twice in a row. I read some interesting stats about the Grizzlies' pace of play, because we've talked a lot about that.
Yes.
So we know that they've sped it up, but they're still the 3rd slowest pace of play in the league. They're 3rd in defensive scoring average, 1st in field goal percentage allowed. They are not much different than they were last year. Maybe the Fizdale sped it up a tiny, tiny bit. Now, yes, Orlando looked good, beating the Pelicans by 16 on the road. And they're scoring at a rate they can't keep up. There's just no possible way the Magic can keep this up. Fournier shooting 55.6 from 3. Aaron Gordon shooting 59.1 from 3. Last year he shot 28.85 from 3. Magic have lost 9 straight at Memphis, and they're going to lose again tonight.
Okay, so is that it for you, Jim?
I believe that's it. So we have Rockets, Knicks, Timberwolves. I'm not making a play on the Raptors, Nuggets. I've got the Jazz. I've got the Clips. Yeah, those are my plays.
All right, so we got to quickly review all the NBA stuff. Jim's on the Clippers first half. The Clippers full game -9.5, and the Clippers over 203. Minnesota +2. Utah -3.5. Houston Knicks over 212. Charlotte -3.5. Boston under 198.5. Philly -8, and Memphis -4.5 plus 100. A ton of NBA picks from Jim, and I'm on the Clippers first half, the Dallas team total under, Houston Knicks over 212 -106, and Indiana Cleveland under 215.5 -105. So a lot of picks, NBA picks from me, a ton of NBA picks from Jim, and I hope it all comes out in the wash. We're up a couple units when we're sitting here tomorrow, Jim. What do you think about that?
That's what we always hope for.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.